Hello, everyone. Today's chess puzzle.
Sounds fun.
Let's visualize this board. White has a pawn on f6, the king is on h6, and a knight on e4.
Okay.
Black has a king on h8 and a bishop on h7.
All right, and it's White's turn.
It is White's turn. Let's get this going.
Sure.
That pawn on f6 is really advanced. It's putting pressure on Black, right?
It is, yeah. And the Black king, it doesn't have much room to maneuver, especially with that bishop on h7.
Yeah.
And the White king on h6 is pretty active, eyeing, potentially some key squares.
Right. So where do we even begin with this? Where does your eye go first?
Well, the f6 pawn, it just screams promotion,
It does. It does.
But the bishop on h7 seems to control that g8 square, the most obvious promotion square.
Right. So if the pawn moves to f7...
Black's bishop could step right onto g8, blocking the promotion.
Right, but what if that pawn on f7 becomes a bishop instead of a queen?
I see where you're going.
A new bishop on f8.
Yeah, that would introduce another attacker. However, Black still has a move, right?
Yeah.
That bishop on g8 could then target the white knight by moving to b3.
True. But that opens up a path for the white knight on e4. It could jump to f6. Now it's putting some pressure on the black king. And it also controls the g8 square.
Exactly.
So if Black then moves that bishop on b3 back to g8...
Then White has a winning move. That bishop, the one that we just promoted on f8, it can now move to g7.
Oh, wow.
Checkmate. Black king on h8, nowhere to go.
Wow.
What's fascinating here is that the less obvious pawn promotion to a bishop was the key to the whole thing.
Right.
We had to look beyond that that immediate power of a queen.
It really shows how sometimes the most unexpected move can be the strongest. So the answer is white pawn from f6 to f7.
Right.
Black bishop from h7 to g8. White pawn on f7 is promoted to a bishop on f8. Black bishop from g8 to b3. White knight from e4 to f6.
Okay.
Black bishop from b3 to g8. White bishop from f8 to g7. Checkmate. There you go.
There you go.
It's not always about the most powerful piece. It's about the right piece at the right time. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.